Hello everyone and welcome to another Tutorial Thursday video. My name is Swiss, and for this week we're going to be going over the Snake versus Sephiroth matchup. We'll be going over the frame data, how to play the neutral, advantage, disadvantage, and I will cover all points in regards of helping you guys actually know how to play the matchup with Snake. If you like the content, like and subscribe. I have other social media platforms down below: Twitch, Twitter, Patreon, etc. Other than that, let's go ahead, let's dive right in, and let's get it. So before we get started with everything, I do want to point out that everything in the video I also have condensed in notes and also a little bit more things as well in a PDF form that you can view either as a patron on my Patreon, or if you are a Twitch subscriber, it is available in my Discord. All the links again are in the description if you want to support me and the community as well and have access to those things. I have one for Sephiroth and Mega Man so far, so feel free to support the community, join the Swiss Army, and check that out, and you'll have access to those. So for the frame data for Sephiroth, we're just going to pretty much go over a couple of things as far as like the frame data goes. Now, as you can see, he doesn't really have like any quick options. We're looking at a frame 5 jab, that's his fastest option. And then after that, F tilt is frame 14. We have a frame 10 up tilt, 21, frame down smash 23, 24, and so on and so forth, dash attack, down tilt. So you can see that he has the range, as we all know, because of how big his sword or how long his sword is, but also that because of that they kind of evened it out by making his moves actually the startup longer than the usual swordie, let's say. So we have a frame 9 neutral air, which is going to be pretty much his fastest out of shield option. When you factor that in with jumping, which is 3 frames, that just means that out of shield, his fastest option is neutral air, which is frame 12, rather than the jab. Even though it's frame 5, you have to account for shield drop, which is about 12 frames. So you're looking at like a 17 frame option. So in this case being said, again, neutral air is going to be like his fastest option out of shield. Now, he has a lot of good aerials as far as range goes, but of course, again, there are going to be some startup here, 13, 15, 16, 19. So you should have the ability to actually be able to know like when he's going to use the aerial, and you can also, in a sense, kind of react to a couple of them because they are pretty slow, like up air, down air, and stuff like that, whether you're more than likely offline versus online. So in that case being said, the next thing to really talk about is his specials. So with the specials, he has the neutral B, again, very slow startup, 41 frames, 52, 130. Though they are, incredibly good and pretty powerful, they just have a lot of startup here. And then the side B, frame 16 to 42, and so on and so forth. Now you can see that because of how slow his startup is, you should be able to react to like what he's going to do. Now again, it's going to be harder online, but offline is going to be a lot easier if you guys do play offline, whether with friends or family members or whoever at this time. But yeah, that's generally it. So as you can see, because of the fact that he has the slow startup on his attacks, that just means that in the event where Snake is close up to Sephiroth, his attacks are going to be coming out faster. So it's all just at this point just making sure you're in range, making sure you're close enough, that way your attacks can land, and that's pretty much it. They also are pretty unsafe on shield, but with the range that Sephiroth has, if he does end up spacing it, then you're not really going to be able to punish it, or at least it's going to be a lot harder to punish. His safest option is really neutral air, which is -5 or -4. So that's going to be like his safest option. It can still be short hop down aired out of shield, in a sense, but for the most part though, like you kind of just want to be careful on choosing whether you do or not, because if they're landing with Nair and then mashing out an option, like they land with Nair, then they go for like jab or something, or or F tilt or grab or anything like that whatsoever, and you're right in his face, you can obviously just short hop down air and then be able to beat out that option. But if they're like landing with nair and then they're holding, like they're doing sidestep or spot dodge, sorry, or they're doing like just holding shield, then you might have to just wait and just be patient and just pick your opening or see like what they do next and then pretty much go from there. Above all else, he does have a frame 7 grab. No, it's 1 frame faster than Snake. Snake has a frame 8 grab. So if you guys did grab at the exact same time, you know, Sephiroth will basically be able to grab you first. And other than that, that's basically it. I mean, you could see that the hitboxes he has, you know, definitely very, very long. Covers a lot of range here. The down tilt, the dash attack, the down smash, the up smash. And another thing to note is that when he has one wing, the one wing provides super armor on his smash attacks. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind when you're fighting Sephiroth when he has the one wing. Now, a general standpoint is that when you guys are, like when he gets one wing, if you're at the same stock, he'll get it at about 80%. It also, like, there's also some extra like math that kind of like goes into it, like how much percent you have, who has the percent lead, by how much, and that also can determine when Sephiroth actually gets the one wing. Generally though, like, just to make it a little bit easier, pretty much when you're at the same stock, it's 80% for him. When he's down a stock, it's about like 60%, and then when when he's behind 2 stocks, it's about like 40% or 30%. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now again, percents kind of do dictate, kind of does like change that a little bit, because like as an example, like let's say he's on his, like on the same stock, like sometimes he can get it at 100% and stuff like that. Now when he does when he kills you and he takes the stock, he does lose the wing. It could take up to 10 seconds though to go away, depending on the lead that he has. So there is something like that to cover as well. So if he's like up 2 stocks, let's say, and he or if he's up 1 stock and then like he has wing and he kills and he takes a stock off of you, like it's only gonna last for like a couple more seconds, rather than like, let's say he's down by 2 stocks and then he takes a stock, let's say, and he still has the wing, he's gonna keep it for about like 10 seconds. So that's something to note as well. And that's pretty much it as far as the frame data. We're gonna go ahead and dive into the game now, and we're gonna go over everything that you need to know about the matchup as far as playing it. So before we get started about talking about like the neutral advantage and disadvantage, the first thing we must discuss, because it's highly important, is crouching. Crouching is very, very important in this matchup because of the amount of things that you can crouch under. It's almost basically half of his moveset and a lot of important moves that he has. So you can crouch under his F tilt, angled up or regular. Now if he angles it down, it will hit you, so keep that in mind. Also up smash, he cannot hit you with up smash. He cannot hit you with forward air, he cannot hit you with back air. Now with nair, he has to land nair in a certain way, such as like that, for it to be able to hit you. You can also crouch under grab. You cannot crouch under dash grab, by the way, only standing grab. And those are the main things to keep in mind of. You can also crouch under the side B and the neutral B. So that's a lot of moves that Snake can crouch under, you know, so that's going to be very effective in this matchup. So, you know, make sure that you get used to actually crouching, especially like in a range where, like, if Sephiroth is just jumping and you're in this range, you know, you could definitely just stay in crouch and then like beat him out with a down tilt or dash attack or something like that out of the crouch. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And of course, if you're way over here, you know, then, you know, he can't really do anything here. So he has like up B. He can try to use a hit you, but it's not going to reach. And he has down tilt and dash attack that he can use to hit you. But again, that's also not going to reach. He has to run up to you and then commit to it. So if you're able to react to him running at you, then you can like try to get out the way that when that happens. But again, just wanted to point that out, that crouching is very good in this matchup, and you have to be able to, you have to be willing to use crouch if you want to be able to punish Sephiroth, to be honest, especially in the neutral itself. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get started with the neutral. One last thing I failed to mention in the previous part, you can also crouch under Sephiroth's jab 1. So that's another thing you can crouch under too if you'd like to know. Now we're going to go ahead and get started with the neutral. So in the neutral, you know, you're going to have to decide, do you want to camp or do you not want to camp? Now, if you're going to decide to camp, let's say like throw grenades and stuff like that, you know, it's going to be pretty, it's not going to be as effective as like any other sortie, because the fact that with Sephiroth, you know, he has that very linear forward air and back air. So in this case being said, he's not going to be able to hit you. I mean, hit the grenades and cause them to explode. It's going to be very hard for you to actually get him to hit those grenades because of how linear his aerials are. Now, what I would like to do is like place grenade right here, because again, we can crouch under a lot of his options. So if we keep a grenade here, this stops his ability to use up B, dash attack, and down tilt, which is one of the key things he needs to actually come in and hit Snake for crouching in the first place. So if you do want to camp, I mean, you could just stay in this range, but make sure you have a grenade in front of you. The only option he's going to have to actually get in is going to be either jumping over the grenade and landing with the neutral air, but then he has to worry about the grenade, or he can run up and dash grab you. That's pretty much it. So yeah, that's going to be like your main thing. Now you can use a neutral to stay in crouch. You can crawl up to him, get under his F tilt as long as he doesn't angle it down, or maybe side B and then go in for like down tilts. Or you can like crouch and then go in for the dash attack. So you can crawl, go for the dash attack, or like something like that. You know, pretty much you're able to do a lot of things because of the fact that you can just crouch under a lot of his moves. So if you're in this range and you're crawling up to him and he lands with like a forward air, you can quickly just like dash attack him for doing it. You can even dash attack in general and you'll still get under like the forward air. Same thing with like the back air too. Now, as far as like you crouching though, let's say you don't have a grenade in front of you and he actually down tilts you, or he does up B to hit you like the blade dash or dash attack. In this case, don't feel too worried about actually getting hit here, because Sephiroth doesn't have any combos or anything to really extend his advantage. So he has to actually read where you're going to go or react to where you're going to go. So if he hits me with like down tilt, let's say, and then I decide to jump and he calls it out with up air, then, you know, that's what he has to resort to. He can't like go into down tilt and then go into like a forward air or something like that, and then like I'm off stage over here or something. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Just don't feel too threatened when he actually hits you with anything, because he can't lead into anything after that. You just have to make sure that you have you mix up your way of getting down to back to the ground and resetting the neutral. That way he doesn't read you. Now, if you play aggressive versus the Sephiroth from the neutral, that's perfectly fine. Like if you decide to just run in or crawl in or anything like that, I don't recommend jumping, by the way, because aerials are very good at stopping you. Or like run shielding. Run shielding is good too. That's not bad at all. Like if you want to play really aggressive versus Sephiroth, that's not bad, because of the fact that, again, he doesn't have good out of shield options. His best out of shield option is literally short hop neutral air, which is going to be a total of 12 frames, sorry. So you can feel free to go in and actually just like use like down tilt to like space him, or like go in for the dash attack, or the down, or like a short hop down air or a neutral air, something like that. It's going to be hard for him to really be able to pressure you or like punish you for that, because again, he has very slow options, especially as long as you're making things safe. Like, let's say you're crossing up that down air over here, or like the neutral air and stuff like that. So if you're playing really safe, it's going to be hard for Sephiroth to really do anything outside of that. So, and the last thing too, as far as neutral goes, is just like staying grounded. Don't stay in the air. If you're jumping at him, or like if you're jumping at him like this, like you're approaching with jumps, he can just forward air you or back air you and just knock you out of your jump and then reset neutral that way, which we don't want. So like, unless like you're okay playing like back here, that's fine. But playing up close is very, very good in this matchup, in my opinion. So yeah, if you're gonna approach him, I don't recommend jumping or being in the air in general. If you're in the air, you have to like get to the ground as soon as possible, because again, that sword is big and it's going to be able to hit Snake. And also, if you have a grenade in hand and he hits you with the grenade, if he spaces it right, he can escape the grenade hit. So you're getting hit by the aerial and the grenade. So there's no trade going on at all, which is why we want to pull grenade in the first place. We want the trade. So yeah, don't like really rely on having grenade while in the air. And the last thing though, like if you do want to camp, again, you can. It's going to be hard if you're camping like this, because again, the fact that if you're trying to get him to hit the grenade, it's going to be hard because of how linear his forward air and back air is, which is what they're mainly going to use. They're not going to use neutral air until like they jump in at you. Then having a grenade on the ground is fine. So there is that, but you have to kind of just cook the grenades in a sense, and then like try to get it to explode right on him. So that's pretty much how the neutral's gonna play out. And other than that, we're gonna go ahead and get right into the advantage state. So the big question is, when is Snake in advantage state? And that's gonna be up close, right? Because again, Sephiroth has the range to keep you out, but once you get inside, it's going to be hard for him to really have any options to hit you, because of how slow of a startup his moves are, and also because of the fact that you have that crouch. Now, if you're inside, one, you know, you have to know how is the Sephiroth going to get out, because generally they might want to keep that range and they don't want to fight you up close. So if they're going to jump, be prepared to use like a back air to like call out that jump. Now that should probably be like the only time you're using back air, by the way, or like jumping back airing, because again, if you're at this range trying to use back air, more than likely you're not going to hit him, because the fact that his forward air is just going to beat you out, or his back air, because of the range. But if you're in this range, let's say like a little bit closer, and you can call out a jump, then using a jump back air is fine. So there's that. Space down tilts are good. It's going to be hard for him to really punish that out of shield. Dash attacks are good as well. If you cross up, it's going to be hard for him to punish you for that as well. So those things like that are definitely going to help, because of the fact, again, he doesn't have quick options and he doesn't really have any good burst options as well. And his out of shield game is not that great either. He also can have a hard time even punishing short hop down air, depending on how you actually use it. Like if you use down air like this and then like you're off stage, like he's gonna have a hard time like punishing that, though you are giving up stage control. It's just, you know, something to note that it could be hard for him to punish some of Snake's laggier options, like F tilt on shield, or up tilt, or dash attack, or, you know, down air, neutral air, and whatnot. So be very mindful on how you use the moves. If you're just using them blatantly, like you're going in for a neutral air, and then like you're landing like right in front of him as he shields, then, you know, you're more likely just going to be punished for something like that. But if, like, let's say you neutral air, but then like you cross him up like over here, it could be harder for him to actually be able to punish you for doing that. So yeah, keep in mind again, when you get close, how is he getting away if he is? Like, is he going for like a down tilt to cross you up and get away? Is he going to jump? Is he going to roll behind you? And just try to cover that next time when you, after realizing how did he get away? Now, also, he is pretty exploitable off stage, and there are some things you could do to actually be able to beat out his options as far as recovery goes. Now, he has 2 up Bs. He has the charge one, as you just saw, and then he has an uncharged one, which hopefully I could demonstrate. Let's see if I can. That's the uncharged one. So keep in mind that there's two ways to really get by it for each one. Now the first one is going to be down air. Down air is a really good option to beat out that uncharged up B. Either it's going to trade, which you just saw, or the down air will win and he just gets sucked into the down air. So there's that. With Nikita, it's going to be a little bit harder to Nikita because 1, it's fast, and 2, it could be hard to just cancel it on him. So I don't recommend Nikita personally versus the uncharged up B because of that fact. So again, down air is fine. You can also back air it, though I find down air just like a little better for my taste. It's really up to you on how you can actually, like, what you actually prefer. But you want to treat the uncharged up B very similar to Fox and Falco side B. Just like that. You want to treat it very, very similar to Fox and Falco side B, except like it's faster. So I don't recommend F smash unless like you're really far away. I mean, you have like a lot of time, but at that point they might use the charge up B, and that's just going to beat you, beat out what you're trying to do. So yeah, something quick: down tilt, down smash, back air, down air. Those things are going to help you out a lot. Now, if he has the charged up B, it's very important to just like keep a grenade on the ground, because that's really what you're gonna want to do. I can't really get him to do it, obviously, because it's the computer, but he's gonna be able to hit this grenade, and then you get a free follow-up. So the charge up B has a giant hitbox of him just swinging his sword, and again, that's just gonna help out a lot as far as hitting that grenade. So it's gonna be a lot easier. Now if they space it, as you just saw, they are gonna be able to get by it. So you have to be aware of that. But grenade, for the most part, is going to do very good at calling out that charged up B. Now, if you use Nikita and they end up using that up B, you have a little bit more time to cancel it on his body and hit him. It could still be a little hard, but if you want to go the safe route, I just recommend having the grenade right here. And if you're going to use Nikita, you kind of want to use it like back here, because again, that up B, the charge one, has a lot of range because he's swinging his sword. So you don't want to, as an example, you don't want a Nikita like right here. You don't want to sit here and charge up smash right here. You don't want to have like F smash right here, because if they do that, you're just going to lose the interaction. You get knocked away and you miss an opportunity to ledge trap and allow Sephiroth to, you're just allowing Sephiroth to get back onto the stage for free, and you're giving up stage control. So it's very, very, very important to not be so close to the ledge. Unless if they're like, you know, in this vicinity where it's pretty obvious they're not really going to use the charged up B, then that's fine. But for the most part, though, you want to make sure you look out for that. Also, a good advantage state as well is when you are at this angle versus Sephiroth and he's like jumping like this because he can't hit you with anything. So like Nair's not going to hit, forward air's not going to hit, back air's not going to hit, neutral air's not going to hit, side B, neutral B, whatever. So it's very easy to just crouch and then go in for like a dash attack. Something like that. So it's very important to note that this is also a very dangerous spot for Sephiroth and very good for you as a Snake player. Because again, he can't hit you with, he literally cannot hit you with anything here. So you can stay here and crouch, catch the landing, and that's pretty much it. So something like that is going to help you out as well. But now at this point, we're going to go ahead and go over the disadvantage, which is going to be you being in the air. Now, this is definitely the spot where a lot of Snake players tend to say that this matchup goes even. And I've heard some people say that this could be in Sephiroth's favor because of how well Sephiroth handles Snake's disadvantage. Now, Sephiroth, of course, has a very huge up air. You know, he's got that forward air and back air to hit you off stage back over here. If he has one wing, which he does right now, he has a third jump. So now he has 3 jumps, and he has insane range on his aerials, forward air, back air, and up air. So those things like that are going to be very hard for Snake to really handle. Now, opting to go for a high or low recovery is definitely up to you. Just note that if you go low, all of Sephiroth's aerials beats Snake's Cypher, so it knocks him out of Cypher. Neutral air will, forward air, back air, up air, down air, all of them. Especially if you're going to recover low like this, Sephiroth can basically get almost a free down air. Very similar to Ivysaur down air, if you guys are familiar with that. It's going to be just like that, where it just hits through the ledge, it has insane range, and you could just end up getting spiked. So try not to really go directly for that ledge. Try to go like at an angle if you can. So like something of this nature maybe, or something like of this nature. But like try not to just hug the stage and go towards the ledge, because his sword hits through the stage and we don't want to get hit by that. And now if you are forced to air dodge, let's say you're hugging the stage, you're forced to air dodge, it could help to drop down the Cypher and then air dodge up, because the Cypher is going to extend the down air, so it's an even bigger chance of him hitting you with the down air, so it's going to be even easier. So you could like push down, let that hitbox extend, that way it misses you when you air dodge. Now it's not guaranteed, he could still end up hitting you, but that's really all you could do if you are in that situation. Now if you go up high, I would say spear reversing is definitely an option, though Sephiroth's up air is going to cover a lot of space in the air. So if you B reverse and get hit, you know, it's going to be normal. But you know, fast fall neutral air dodge is going to help out a lot here. I do not recommend B reversing with grenade and holding it. If you do not have C4 on stage, definitely use it to just quickly move in the air. And then you could use your air dodge if you want to or not. Now, if you have C4 on the ground, let's say, all you have is grenade, you have to throw that grenade as soon as possible and then use that time to air dodge directly or neutral or whatever the case is. Because again, if you're holding grenade and he hits you with like an up tilt or an up air or something like that, then basically you're going to get hit by the aerial and the grenade, and you're staying in the air at the same time, which is what you do not want versus Sephiroth. You want to get to the ground as quickly as possible. I do not recommend trying to actually come down with an aerial like a fast fall back air or something like that, because again, you know, with his range, you're not really going to be able to trade with him. Now, if you're already falling and you see him jump, then you can come down with the back air and beat it out before it can come out, because of the fact that it does take a little bit of time for that up air to come out, because again, it is slow. So yeah. Now, when you're launched horizontally, basically right around here, this is where you have to choose if you want to jump up B or go low. That's pretty much the scariest part for Snake, and where you really need to pick options that are going to be like more of a mix-up option and not like the average Snake option. So like if you get launched over here and your first initial thing as any other Snake player would be to recover and then drift in, you're going to get hit by back air or forward air. Now in this case, what you could do is go back a little bit, drift back, and then go for the ledge like that if you would like. You could like blow yourself up, try to get a little bit higher, and then like go for ledge. You can like go up, down air, come down, but then like drift in or air dodge into the stage if you want. You can go up, drop like a C4, you could be reverse, you know, stuff like that. But definitely make sure you're mixing things up and try not to be very unpredictable about what you're going to do in disadvantage, because Sephiroth is going to be able to cover it very, very well. Now, when on the ledge, there's also another situation where, you know, Sephiroth definitely has that really good presence of edge trapping or ledge trapping. He has the F tilt, which covers a lot of ground. He has the up smash, which is going to cover a lot of ground, and as well as the air. And he has the down smash, which, if you guys didn't know, if Sephiroth down smashes on while he has the wing and you shield it, it does a lot of shield damage, potentially even breaking your shield. So, and he has like the fireball too, you know, whether he charges it or not. So it's very important to be patient here. Just remember, you know, you have invincibility on the ledge when you grab it, so take that time just to see what the Sephiroth is doing. If you see they're charging a down smash, and obviously you can jump. If you see like they're charging a fireball, again, you could use that time to jump. You could try to roll and then like hit him or something, or roll behind him and then like get away and reset neutral like that. If you see like he's just spamming F tilt, again, you could try to like, you could jump, you could neutral get up, you can roll, but just make sure you're doing it at the right time and not like right before the forward tilt actually comes out. You know, it's all about timing basically. So when you're on the ledge, you specifically have to make sure you're looking at Sephiroth, seeing what they're doing, and then choose the right option of what you think is going to be best of getting off the ledge. So that's going to be the disadvantage. Now, other than that, you know, there are like a couple of extras and things to go over. Pretty much just know that Sephiroth does have like a couple of combos. He has up throw into up tilt. That's going to be for low percent. He's going to have back throw into back air. Now, to keep away from to like avoid the back throw into back air, you have to DI directly away. So in this case, if I'm on this side, I have to hold right, not up to the right, not down to the right, not in, not up in, not up, not down, directly right. So that way you can get away from it. Now at low percent, you're still going to get hit with it, but at like, you know, the mid percent, like 50, 60, you're on ledge and you get hit by that back air, you're probably going to die if you DI in, or you're just going to be put in a terrible, terrible spot. So make sure you're holding directly away and he cannot hit you. He also has neutral air confirms, so he can land on you with neutral air and then like lead into a forward air, or he can lead into a back air. Those are, you know, definitely one of his scarier kill confirms. So all you could do is just to try to DI away. Hopefully he doesn't hit you. And in doing so, you know, if he's going to be searching for that nair at kill percent, again, just like try to keep a grenade on the ground. Try to stay at that angle that I was telling you guys about, like this angle right here where he can't land on you with nair. But if he's like coming at you and he's jumping at you, just try to like dash back, bait out the nair, and then you can like punish with dash attack. And keep in mind that Sephiroth is one of the lightest characters in the game almost. He's the same weight as Kirby, Pikachu, Olimar, and Mewtwo. So he's literally one of the lightest characters in the game. So that's going to definitely help you guys out. So don't feel too bad if you're down by a lot of percent, because again, Snake has the tools to be able to take a stock off Sephiroth early, especially like, you know, with up tilt. You know, if you can get in, crouch crawl, run up tilt or something like that, you know, and then you have the tools to just be able to edge guard him with like back air, down tilt, down smash for that uncharge up B, or keeping a grenade here, and then if when they hit it, you get a double jump back air, or even a forward air if you know for sure where he's going to be at after he hits the grenade. That's going to help out a lot. But yeah, those are going to be the main things there. Now, what do I think of the matchup personally? This matchup, in my opinion, is going to be even. I do think that it's still even though Snake's crouch is very good in this matchup, and I cannot, like, you know, I can't say that enough. Crouch is very good in this matchup, so you have to make sure you're abusing crouch. Otherwise, if not, then you're gonna have a harder time than you should. So crouch is gonna help out a lot, and I still do think it's even though, because Sephiroth's advantage state versus Snake's disadvantage is very, very strong, very scary, very threatening. Especially when he has the one wing, he's able to take advantage of Snake very easily. So that's like the main thing. But if you're playing the neutral right, which is going to be where Snake shines, to be honest, and playing up and fighting up close, you're going to be fine. But again, for the most part, I would say it's even still. Now, what stages should we avoid versus Sephiroth? I would say, personally, I would not want to fight Sephiroth on Kalos or Town and City, primarily because those side platforms, Sephiroth can already have the ability to go out and hit Snake, but having those side platforms and allowing him to have even more air and, you know, to actually go out there and hit Snake, it's not going to be fun for Snake. Not only that, but Town and City and Kalos have larger blast zones on the ceiling, so they're going to die later to up tilt than normal. So you have that as well. And then we also have... Personally, I don't like Yoshi's, but I wouldn't want to fight Sephiroth on Yoshi's as well, because like it's kind of a smaller stage, and he has the ability to actually cover the stage very well with just his aerials alone. Up tilt actually will tipper on the top platform, so if you're a Snake player that likes to land on top platform, he's gonna hit you with a tipper up tilt, which is more likely going to kill you with the sweet spot up tilt, that is, if you're landing on top platform here, and as well as on Battlefield, same exact thing. So, but not only that, Battlefield is a little bit better because Yoshi's has the shorter ceiling, the shorter side blast zones, so Sephiroth could actually potentially kill you earlier than normal. Even though you can kill Sephiroth earlier, he has the same feeling for you as well, especially with that off stage. It doesn't really feel like there's a lot of room for movement or a lot of space. So I think he covers space extremely well on Yoshi. So I wouldn't want to play him on Yoshi's. But Battlefield is okay. It's not bad. PS2 is fine as well. And personally, I know a lot of Snake players do not like FD, but FD is actually very good versus Sephiroth because you don't have to worry about the platform pressure. You know, you don't have to worry about double jump up air. You don't have to worry about, you know, having to shield anything on the platform, or the fact that, like, he can use platforms as leverage to get up higher and hit you, especially when he has that one wing. You know, that could be threatening as well. But I like FD. It's pretty big. You know, you have a lot of room to work with as far as movement wise. Dashing back is very good versus Sephiroth, and just like when he's running at you and you dash back and he whiffs the down tilt, or the dash attack or the dash grab, then you could obviously punish that. Or if you jump, you can punish that too. But for me, FD is like enough room to be able to dash back. Otherwise, like PS2 does as well. But something like Battlefield or like Smashville just feels like a little bit doesn't feel as long as far as the ground is. So it kind of feels like there's less room to run. So that's personally what I would recommend to you guys. So I would say avoid Kalos in Town. and potentially Yoshi's, unless you like Yoshi's. I personally do not. And PS2 Battlefield and FDR are very good for him as well. Sure, you could fight him on Smashville or Lilat, but that down air is very threatening. That down air is very threatening for you because it's going to hit through stage even easier than other stages. And same with town. It's going to hit very easily through town too. So yeah, you have to deal with that. And then again, less room for off stage. So it's going to be easier for him to really just get off stage and hit you. But that's pretty much it about the matchup itself. I hope I covered everything that I could for you guys. If you have any questions, obviously you can comment. I will answer them for you. And also as well, again, if you want access to these notes that I have in a PDF form, you could subscribe to my Twitch, and it's going to be available in my Discord. Or you could become a patron on my Patreon. All the links are in the description. I thank you all for watching. I hope you all learned something today, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye now.
Never duplicate you, never multiply two. Everyone copy and paste, mask all up in on their face. Disney fantasy MPH, they are cool with their complacent. You feel it in you, then you brush it off you. Insignificant, but you got something we want, and your whole life is a taunt, cause you will not just comply. Waking up for your day.